Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the possibility of an event coming to Dungeon Quest, either in an event itself or in a dungeon. We have had a lot of hints towards there being an event sometime in the future of Dungeon Quest, and will this be the time where we finally get one? We're going to be going over all of the theories that I do have for this event or event dungeon in today's video, and I do not have like a set amount of ideas that could be a thing, and also I'm not going over all of the suggestions for the events unfortunately because it's just way too many, but we're just going to jump straight into the video today so you can see what mine are. If you didn't know, we're already 1 week and a little bit into October because it is currently October 9th when I am recording this video, and if you didn't know we were in October, you've been living under a rock because it is the spooky season, it is the spoopy season. We are all going to be dressing up in our little costumes, going trick-or-treating. We're going to be having the best time this October, and we have already had hints that there's going to be an event at some point in Dungeon Quest. I know that Vinny and Joey have mentioned it prior to wanting to have an event. It just takes a lot of development. And what have we been seeing over the past month and a half? There's been no updates. Anyone else questioning that? Usually the longest wait time in between a dungeon release has usually only been a month. This has been almost 2 months since the last dungeon was released, which is absolutely crazy to know that it has been such a long time, and it still feels like Ghastly Harbor was released yesterday. Unfortunately, if the update does actually happen this weekend, or while it's on, while this is actually being uploaded, I'm not able to record it as I am away at PAX Australia right now, so I'm not home to really record or get onto anything to be able to record until the 14th, unfortunately. So yeah, you're getting my theory videos or things that could be possibly happening and just normal videos as normally scheduled. But yeah, events. I have so many different events that we have in mind. I have 4 current events. Thank you, Greg, for helping me with 2 of them. But yeah, we have 4 events, a possibility here for Dungeon Quest. And I did actually mention one in a video the other day. The possibility of adding in like a cauldron where you could drop candy corn as a currency in, when I mentioned the currency video, to enable live events, for example, like 2 times XP or something like that. So yeah. We're going to be going off with the first version being a take on a wave defense, because wave defense is a game mode, if you didn't know, in Dungeon Quest, and where you can just have waves of mobs from the dungeons come in. So every 5 waves there is a boss, and then you can regenerate after the 5th one. So yeah, I thought of a Halloween themed event for wave defense, basically. So for example, could be 2 different takes on this, and we have one where there is the main wave, for example, the boss wave, which only happens after wave 15 or wave 20, for example. This one would be a set amount of waves. So for example, 25 waves in your designated level. So for example, you split up from 1 to 5, and then 5 to 10, and then 10 to 15, 15 to 20, example like that, and you can do either or, and you can get better rewards as you go along with them, but they all end up with giving you a title or a cosmetic at the same time, as well as another reward, possibly. Not entirely sure, but this one is actually kind of based off of an old Minecraft server that I used to play on called Mineplex, and they used to have a really amazing Halloween event there, and it would be a ton of mobs coming out of the forest or something, or in this fact it would just be out the gates in wave defense, and they would obviously come, you would defeat all of the waves until you started hitting the mini boss waves. So for example, they had a mini boss on level 5, 10, 15 like normal. We could just do a mini boss on 10 and 20. For example, if they went up to 50 waves, they could have the main boss on 50. So every 10 levels they would have a mini boss. The mini boss would drop things like normal coins and XP, but for example, you get all the way up to the Pumpkin King. I don't know, it's just kind of what he's just been called in my head. I don't really understand why, but he is a king of pumpkin that has been taking over Halloween and trying to make it a misery for everyone, even though, I mean, misery? Would you really call Halloween a misery since it's all about the spooky season? Huh. Never thought of that. How does for example, the Grinch that Stole Christmas, understandable, Christmas is a fun time, but what about the Halloween version? Huh. Okay, realization's just sitting here as she's saying that. Okay, well, anyway. Or there is another version of wave defense that you can also have. You can also have a type of protecting the castle type wave defense. So for example, we are all protecting a village, for example, or we're protecting the lobby from all of these invaders. So for example, we have like NPCs like zombies, vampires, ghosts, witches, yada yada yada, and they have to either protect the lobby slash spawn, or they can be the people that attack. So this is like a player versus player opportunity. So this is like a PvP mode type thing. Obviously friendly fire would be on and you'd be able to murder each other, so you would be able to go over and either get rid of the mobs, or the mobs would have to go and get rid of the defenders and things like that. This is kind of based off of Castle Siege on Mineplex, as well as it was a really popular game mode back in the day, but they haven't really done anything since like 2015 with it, unfortunately, when it was removed. So I thought it'd be really cool to see it here in Dungeon Quest, because I think it'd be really cool to bring player versus player. Like for example, you could get different cosmetics or titles for being a mob compared to being a defender, and I think it'd be a really cool thing to bring in, and I've said that so many times, but I would personally love to see something like that. And then we also have another version of that being a forced amount of players, and players are disguised as mobs to other players. In dungeons, for example, you could actually have it so if it was a Halloween dungeon event, you could have it so, example, it's 40 players in the dungeon, and it has to be 40 players in the dungeon, or it could be 20, yada yada yada, but you have half the team turn into the mobs from the dungeon, and then half of them completing the dungeon and just having like a race like that. Kind of like, what is it called? Death Run, but with, instead of just one person setting off the traps, it's multiple, and you have to complete it. For example, that type as well, and obviously the goal is to have X amount of players survive the night if you want to do that, or survive the dungeon, for example, as well. And you can also have a houses style type of dungeon where you actually have to go and trick-or-treat to every single house and get some candy. And most houses are actually trapped and actually can teleport you to different challenges that you have to complete in that area, and those areas will contain like monsters, and you can loot, quote unquote, every single house to complete the dungeon. Obviously it'd just be a very different type of dungeon, but obviously I can go into more detail with that with either Vinny or Joey or a developer that would like to hear more about that idea. But I would love to see a trick-or-treat style dungeon. I think that'd be really cool to see that, and obviously bring a new twist to dungeons where you have to complete tasks in order to actually complete the dungeon, other than just completing in a time limit as well. I think that's just my personal take on what I think these could possibly be, but yeah. What do you guys think we could be getting? Do you guys think we'll get an event dungeon? Do you guys think we'll just get a normal event? I'm not entirely sure of what we're going to be getting, so I'm excited to see what will be happening, because Halloween lobby needs to bring some Halloween spirit to the dungeons. As I said, it takes a long time to develop these things, so I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be happening, if it's being worked on, if it hasn't been worked on. I'm not sure. Even though I am a senior moderator on the Discord, I don't know anything about any of the updates, unfortunately. I can come up with all of my theories and everything as much as I like, but we don't actually get any leaks or any hints towards any of the dungeons. The only things that we see are the things that are produced publicly by, like, when Epic Drew releases the logo, or when Vinny shows you one of the spells, or anything like that in general. But yeah, if you guys liked today's little mini video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you guys are brand new to the channel. Also hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every single time I post a video or start a stream. And thank you so much to the people on the screen right now for being my current channel members. You guys are amazing, and if you want to learn how to become a channel member, just click the join button either down below or on my main channel page. But yeah, we have about 4 or 5 different ways that we can actually have an event, and obviously I would love to be able to create this for Vinny if he wasn't able to do it, but unfortunately I am not a developer, I am not anything like that, so I'm not able to help out with the coding, or with the building, or with the models, or with the meshes, or with cosmetics, or anything like that. And on the cosmetics note, I am excited to see what Halloween cosmetics we will get. I'm honestly surprised when it was September we didn't get an alien cosmetic because of the Area 51 raid, but understandable that they didn't do that. But yeah, I'd love to see like little themed things towards events. Like for example, in Halloween we could have like a Pumpkin King, as I said. We could have like a skeleton, we could have a witch, we could have a wizard, we could have a devil, we could have an angel, we could have any of those different types of stereotypical mobs that you see on Halloween, for example, or things that have been around throughout the year that have turned into a big meme over the Halloween season. Obviously, that's controversial, but at the same time, I would love to see things like that happen. What do you guys want to see for the different cosmetics? I'd like to know that as well, because I want to know what you guys want to see, because if you guys like them, and obviously I can pass them along to the developers as well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, because I don't know, I love bringing up these types of things because it gets people thinking of what could be in Dungeon Quest and where they can go in the future if they do not do it right at this point in time. But that's okay. But other than that, I hope you guys have a lovely day or night wherever you guys may be in the world, and I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Bye guys!